The tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football. So are they, as the Packers get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Terrific running there to start the drive, as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Throwing. Prescott. Looking for Cooper. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back. As
trying to knock his fucking numbers off.
This defense for the Packers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we get this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right
I'll give him that.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. Now it's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here, going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like the plan is to do the attacking and not wait to see what they present to them.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Now Prescott on 4th down. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
In the way, doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases. Secondary figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. The last run got a couple. Here's Prescott. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. McCann's got it teed up. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And oh, right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked for it. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down.
14's the mic. 14's the mic.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy. And that's what they're doing early in this game.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
So, CD, you talk about this football team. Some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely. But that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that. Talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes
he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys.
CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. McCann for the point after.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
McCann's got it teed up. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off at the 33. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So they give it up just on their side of midfield. And, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them because they're really outside of field goal range now, all right, the opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw is Rodgers. Throw complete there, Rodgers. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On play action, Rodgers. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now Jones. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try again with Jones. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Dillon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the back. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the 2nd quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll go with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Aaron Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
You gotta go for it.
Rosas good with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
The Cowboys home for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Prescott. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Looking deep for Jennings. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to try and go deep again. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So that challenge, a successful one. A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
The offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Mike 14, Mike 14. Yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again. Mike 14, Mike 14.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On second and very short, Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Amari Rodgers. And the Packers are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Second down and goal. Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. PAT up and good by Rosas. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 44 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 42.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now a first down carry by Jones. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Damn, I should have put that big right away. He said the fuck out dude.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Oh.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They're going to try and throw. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Now they try the right side here.
Fucking ball that, man.
This has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get high.
Throwing for his running back.
What a ball that, man.
And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. That's to his running back.
Look at that bullshit.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
And that's a big pickup on the first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, they work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. From the 41, Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
2nd and 6.
On play action, Prescott rolling to his left. He's going to flip one out here to his
There we go.
back.
Yeah, fuck him up.
Lost the football, and the Packers pick it up.
So much for the 4-minute offense. They're trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And out across midfield down to the 45. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll try the right side to Jones.
Ooh.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Now it's Rodgers. It's caught by Jennings.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to have the Packers 1st down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows 1st down.
On 1st down, Jones. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
The best lineman, man.
Up here with a 1st and
bro.
20 now after the holding penalty. To throw, it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. That catch good for only a couple.
The key to any screenplay is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the 1st sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So they'll try to move the ball closer here on 3rd down. A field goal from this spot would be just inside of 60 yards, 59 to be exact. Rodgers now to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Yeah, he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
On 2nd down, Dillon.
Oh, he bowls over him. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game. On play action, now Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion. But now, kick the field goal. Get the lead. Let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
Rosa's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Now a dump off here complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it second down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Now this throw caught left side, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
Now Dak. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Jones. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. On now is the Packers punter. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here?
Fuck no. What are you talking about?
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter. But second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Packers, the win will be number 11 for them on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, this could hurt in the race for home field advantage as they drop to 10-2 on the year. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.
I'm nice.
1946, Marion Motley and Bill Willis were two of the first African.
Probably just a single one. When
for Mikael Bridges. Smooth skills, developed his perimeter game. The NBA on TNT Tuesday is brought to you by Audi and the all-new fully electric Q4 e-tron. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. For Mikael Bridges, you mentioned his perimeter. That is just the same attitude. Too fast. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
For me, one of the best things about life is the key we didn't throw it. We discover exciting new technologies, redefine who we are and how we want to live our lives. Basically, we choose what we want our future to look like. Feels going to be.
Get a taco a day for 30 days for $10 with the new taco oven fast. Only on the app.
Day in, day out. That's why Dove Men Body Wash has skin-strengthening nutrients and moisturizers that help rebuild your skin. Dove Men Plus Care, smoother, healthier skin with every shower.
Okay, Davey, good game. Yeah, done.
Left it, left it.
You want to play one more after this?
Yeah, one more. Got him. Oi, keep it down. No, you keep it down.
Sorry, neighbors.
Can't stand mine either.
Dion, hand it over. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like a part of me is missing.
Gabrielle, this Old Spice Fiji hand and body lotion has been smoother than ever.
That's what it does.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels so good, you gotta try it. Like with our new $45 Silver Unlimited plan. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes of hotspot data. All on America's best networks. Straight Talk Wireless. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com.
Careful.
I just told you to be careful with that thing.
Never trust a weapon you haven't personally tested.
You just go wherever you, whatever you want.
When I ask people to dance, I usually...
Good thing I'm doing the asking.
Watch Reacher coming soon. Only on Prime Video.
Choosing his spots has been dynamic. Well drawn up like out of the timeout. JaVale McGee with a hammer jam and the foul. How about negotiating pick and roll? Blake Griffin play. McGee shooting at 16% of the free throw line. The Suns up by 5. Rebound to Irving. Just about 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. The Nets are 4 of 4 from the field in the quarter. They're up to 51% overall. Irving against Johnson. Pull back. Taking over. Kyrie Irving. Splash from the outside. It's like a faucet.
The loose ball situation, second shot. Steve Nash talked about it in the first half. We got to be quicker to the loose balls. Offensive rebound.
That is 5 fouls on Claxton's going to check in, replacing Glenn Griffin. Bridges is 2 of 3 at the free throw line. He's got 21 points, 7 rebounds. One-on-one with Bridges, screen, Claxton, Irving. Claxton couldn't finish. Here's Paul. Bridges gets it away. And Chris Paul has ridiculous vision.
Well, for Brooklyn, you miss a layup. Remember to not cutting. Mikal, he's up for the court. How many times have we seen this throughout the game? A back to a cut.
You can bring the lead back to 9 and
All he thought about is Steve Nash.
rebound tracking it by Paul. Over the double.
How about Bembry?
Officers are devastated. You know, when you lose someone you love and you lose a person who, in many cases, have great integrity and go out.
Our community pathway coin is getting to use the gold gun. The more it gets hyped in public, the more, in this case, the citizens walk back, get stuck to the wall, and it becomes potentially a very dangerous dynamic. What do you make of that, and how do you react to the Russian ambassador's comment?
Well, look, I think it's absurd to claim that we should remain silent about this massive buildup of aircraft and helicopters and troops and tanks.
No, I'm not suggesting silent, but I've heard the President and his Secretary of State and many others just keep saying it's imminent, it's going to happen, we see it, and even in his press conference, President Biden said that he thinks potentially Putin has to, quote-unquote, do something. I'm just wondering about that kind of rhetoric.
Look, I think there's a fine line between warning about what is possible and what could well be imminent based on all the things that we're seeing across a variety of different domains. But then, I mean, we've been very clear, I think very consistent with our NATO allies and partners, that we much prefer to see both the Russian side and the other side pursue the path of diplomacy and de-escalation. So we've been very clear. We don't seek to panic anyone. We don't seek to stir trouble. But we do want to avoid a situation where we have a sudden military escalation. And the way to do that is to telegraph on the one hand that there will be severe consequences if we go down that path of military escalation, and at the same time to offer an alternative, which is diplomacy and de-escalation with very specific proposals as to what we could do together. And so we're trying to flesh out those proposals right now. As I said, here at the OSCE, we've just begun the process of fleshing it out. So I would ask our Russian partners to fleshing out what we could do together to de-escalate that.
So some analysts have obviously pointed out the rather, ignoble memory of the U.S. insistence at the Security Council that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, which then led to a war, and then there were no weapons of mass destruction. Some are saying, what about the U.S. and the Allies' credibility in this case? Does that concern you at all as you try to put your very serious point of a united front against an invasion that would violate international law? Do you worry about the past and what Russia may be taking from that?
Look, we could go way back in the past. I don't think it's useful for anyone to relitigate that. But let's take a look at very recent history. In 2008, we had Russia complaining about a supposed provocation and threat from Georgia, and then using the guise of a massive troop buildup and exercise on the Georgian border, we had Russia invade militarily in 2008. The same thing in 2014, where under the guise of a large-scale military exercise, we had so-called little green men invading occupied Crimea. So I think the recent past signals that we have to take this sort of a troop buildup and the bellicose rhetoric that goes along with it. Let's not forget that the Kremlin is talking about Ukraine as if it were not a sovereign state entitled to be able to make its own foreign policy decisions. So when you combine those things, it does paint a picture of a very dire threat. Now again, let's hope that we don't end up in a military escalation. We very much are trying to pursue the path of having a conversation with the Russians about what are their legitimate security concerns. So let's have the conversation.
And so the flip side of my previous question then would be what you just mentioned. Potentially Putin saw that the West, talked a good game over both Georgia and Crimea, but didn't do a huge amount about it. Are you convinced now that the West's position is united, no matter what, and is very serious should Putin, again, invade a sovereign country?
Yes, I am. And here at the OSCE, we have 57 participating states. All of the countries of NATO, all of the countries of the EU, and every other country in Europe and Eurasia, to include all of the former states of the Soviet Union. And I think we are united here in saying, look, if you want to talk about military transparency, if you want to talk about reciprocal restraint, risk reduction, that's what we do here at the OSCE. We have the military experts to have this conversation here. So let's have it. But what we're seeing in terms of rhetoric and in terms of the buildup is not consonant with the very core principles that actually the Russian side likes to cite itself, which is the inviolability of borders, respect for sovereignty, respect for territorial integrity. We very much value those principles, but we want the other side to show that they value them too.
Just because you mentioned the OSCE, just give me, if you can, a précis of of your advantage on the ground? What is it that you do that can give you eyes and ears and potential, avenues to solutions that might not be available to other institutions?
Well, the OSC is the largest regional security organization in the world. We have almost 1,500 special monitors in Ukraine as part of a mission to provide transparency into what is happening around the line of contact in the Donbass. The OSCE is also a signatory to the Minsk agreements that offer a pathway to resolving the war in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine. Also, and the OSCE sits in some of the so-called trilateral